Hey everyone, what's up? We got the Grom back on the stand. We're going to put some more parts on it. As you can see, I've already kind of started a little bit, but let me show you what we're going to put on and I'll go over what I've done so far. So coming over here, we've got our rear sprocket we're going to put on. That's a 38 tooth. Got the 14 tooth front sprocket. We have our 30% stiffer springs for the clutch. We've got our clutch lifter plate and a new gasket for the clutch housing, so make sure there's no leaks. But as you can see over here, we've already got the oil drained out. I took off the little cover plate that I have off of here. Disconnected the clutch lever, and I'm gonna get started on these bolts here. I think there's 10 8s that circle this, and they're all pretty easy to get to except for two. There's one, like, it's hard to see. It's back. Oh, can you even see it with the camera? It's, if you can see my finger's touching it. It's right there. That bolt right there, you'll need a swivel, a very short swivel if possible, but man, that one's a pain in the ass. And then there's one more that's actually already out that goes right in here, but you can actually manipulate a socket and swivel pretty easily. Otherwise, all of these, all the way around here. And you got some under here as well. But I'll get you guys set up on the tripod. We'll take those off real quick. I'm probably even gonna take the oil filter housing off. I don't think you have to do that, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Take that one out. It should just all come off, right? Hose right there. Pop that breather out. And there it is. Nice. Alright, let's set this somewhere because it's leaking oil everywhere. I need this right here. There we go. Perfect. Set that to the side. Looky there, look at that. This should be pretty straightforward. Should be able to remove these 3 bolts here. We're replacing this piece here and all the springs there. So I want to try to not drop anything in the oil catch down here. We'll remove these screws. These bolts, I should say. And we'll take the springs. We will have to transfer the bearing, but no big deal. So far, so good. The only concern that I have is I might have already destroyed my clutch because these springs are just way too weak for the 149 kit. So if you're gonna upgrade to that 149 kit, this is a must. You have to. If you're gonna get on it, like if I drop it from first to second, even second to third, I feel the slip. It's pretty bad. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to upgrade the clutch in this anyway, but I don't have that right now, and we're gonna work with what we got. So those are the stock springs. Pretty straightforward. Just gonna replace those 6 with these 6 here. Take those out. Just like so. And that bearing just pops right out. So what I want to do is I want to remember exactly which way the bearing went in. So it's going to seat just like that. Okay, we got it in. Just lay it on a flat surface. Make sure that's even. Tap it in with a rubber mallet. Make sure it is flush against that inner lip there. You're good to go. Now we're going to put the new springs in. Just kind of hang them off like so. I've never actually done this before, but I've watched a ton of videos and it does look fairly straightforward. All right, so we're gonna kind of do this guy right here, and we had a bolt there, and I'm just gonna barely start it just so it holds in place. I might do it right there. And then we're gonna go right here. Do the same thing, just like that. Okay, so torque specs, according to Honda, are 9 foot-pounds of torque. I've got the torque wrench set to that, but you have to tighten them evenly. So a couple turns here, a couple turns there, and so on and so forth. Also, very important, there's some grooves. Make sure each spring is seated in each groove. And then just give it one of these until you can't turn it, and then you're going to use the torque wrench. Alright, well, just getting the oil filter back in, but we got this all buttoned up. Other than that one bolt down there, it was all pretty easy. I don't know if you guys can hear that. That's my son, who's super excited in the background. He's playing with his sister because she has a friend over, and he's of course got to be loud and, you know, show off his dinosaur collection, all that kind of good stuff, you know. I mean, I'd show off my dinosaur collection. Dinosaurs are pretty cool. Actually, right now he is totally into Thomas the train. He's into Spider-Man. Let's see. Oh, Sonic the Hedgehog. That's a huge one for him right now. What else is that guy into? Oh, he loves drones and motorcycles. God, listen to him, huh? I might have to step in there in a minute. Okay. So basically, we're gonna put the oil that I drained out of it right back in it because it's only got a few miles on it, and we'll test out the clutch. We'll go for a quick little ride, and then we'll put this back on the lift, and we will do the sprockets. All right. So we've got the bike warmed up. Going to test out these new clutch springs. I think I might have to adjust this a little bit. It feels a little loose. Let's find out. got that hanging idle, but I think once I work with the A-Racer, I can get rid of that. Let's see if we still slip. Much better. Even popped it, it got the front wheel just like an inch off the ground. Perfect. Okay, so we just got back from a test drive. Clutch springs and plate working perfectly. Can definitely feel the difference. Instead of slipping, it'll actually bring the wheel up a little bit. So once I break this in a little bit more, it's probably time to learn some wheelies. However, what we are going to do right now is take this cover off, because we're going to replace the front sprocket. We're going to switch the 15 tooth to a 14 tooth. And I originally was going to switch over from my, I have another rear sprocket here. I think this is a 34 tooth. Let me make sure here. Oh, 36 tooth, sorry. So I have a 36 tooth in the rear, and I actually have a 42. I know in previous videos I said it was a 38. Yeah, I'm dumb. I don't know what I was thinking. I think 38 is the stock size for the Grom, and that's maybe why it was sticking in my head. But this big ass sprocket right here is a 42. And I was doing some calculations. There's a cool little app here on the phone that will, sprocket calculator, and it'll tell you what your ratios will be. So if I change both sprockets, so I run a 42 and a 14 in front, it's going to be a 20%. It'll be a 20% minus in my speed, and then a 20% increase in my torque, which the torque I'm fine with. The top speed though, losing 20%, I don't think that's probably a good idea. So what I'm going to do is I'll put the 36 in here, and we'll go there, and that is actually still pretty impressive. I don't know if you guys can see the phone here, but basically I'm gonna gain about 6.7% on the torque, and I'm gonna lose the equal amount in top speed, which actually is fine with me. Definitely want this thing to be able to cruise at 65 or whatnot, and that shouldn't be a problem. With the old gearing, I think, man, I had this thing up to 82 at least, and it still had a little bit left. So I'm not too worried about losing that much on the top end. So we'll go ahead and get this cover off, and those are, I believe, just 2/8. And then we'll clean the cover because it's pretty nasty. We'll use this opportunity to kind of clean some areas here. All right. Actually, they sell replacement covers for these. Some billet aluminum ones. And I definitely want to replace it at some point. Oh, there is actually metal in here, but yeah, we're gonna clean that up. It's some dirty stuff. And there is the sprocket. And are those also 8s? Those look like 10s though. Yeah, those are 10s. That pattern, it makes it look like an 8. Couple ugga-duggas. Wow. There we go. That was really stuck. Huh. wiggle and wiggle and wiggle, and boom, there it is, ladies and gents. And there we go. Well, there they are. New one, old one. Okay, so just finagling this on there. And definitely going to have to adjust this chain. Losing a tooth, but no big deal. Can definitely get that done, but as you can see, Sprocket is on there. We're going to put the key on, and you want to line the key up with the holes that have the screws, the threads in it, I should say, which would be, turn that a little bit. Huh. Oh, there we go. Didn't want to stay for a second. Okay, we're back. I got these torqued down to proper spec, so we're good there. Got the cover here, and we're just gonna slide this back right here. And get that started, along with this one down here. And these are 8s. The Sprocket bolts were 10s. Although the Sprocket bolts have what appears to be an 8 on there, but they clearly are not. Okay, get those started. Let's go ahead and, oh, how about we put the proper size on there. Don't worry, it's on a weak setting. Okay, and that is the new Sprocket. I'll go ahead and get the chain tensioned here. Obviously, it's loose as shit, but yeah, it's a quick way to add almost 7% to your torque. Look at the size of that grasshopper right there. We've got the chain tensioned, sprockets on. So basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean this up, and we're gonna put the fairings on, and we're gonna go for a test drive. And I mean, I got this to put on, but other than that, we are pretty much out of parts. It's been a journey, but it's starting to come together. I am liking how the oil cooler looks. I see a couple imperfections, so I think at a certain point I'm going to pull it off, strip it, and get it done right. But for right now, that looks really good. well, got it all buttoned up with the fairings on, cleaned up, just did a brief wipe down on it, and she's looking good again. I'm loving it. Definitely looks good. Got a lot knocked out, so I guess it's only appropriate that we do a test drive here. Okay, just got back from my test drive and can definitely feel that front sprocket change. The clutch springs, wonderful. Still pinging. Man, I'm at a loss now. I'm 100% sure the gas in it is good. The rings are gapped by DHM. Everything has been installed correctly. And I don't know if I'm imagining it or maybe it's just residual, but I did clean everything really well. But I think I'm starting to smell a slight burning oil smell. So I'm going to do an inspection here and see what we can find. All of that looks dry on that side. I've had leaks here before, and then most of the other leaks were at the head. I don't see anything there. And it's I'm a dummy for putting my fairing back on, and I even said in other videos I wasn't going to, but it's hard for me not to. It's hard for me to ride this without it complete. I know that sounds weird, maybe a little stupid. Is that wetness right there? Is that fucking oil right there? Hey, buddy.
Hi.
How you doing? All right. I think I see a little bit of wetness right up here. A little wet right there. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. 3,021. So 21 miles on my new big bore kit, and my head gasket's already leaking oil again at the bottom. So this shit has to come back apart fucking again. This is getting really, really fucking old. I'm a little pissed off right now, guys. Oh, yeah. Damp all underneath there. Just oil All right. Well, that's where we're going to leave it off on this one. The Grom is runs good, and as usual, it's leaking oil from the head.